Hi, I'm Sean Ahern. This is my MEC 1016 project management presentation on a small scale onshore wind farm. The project aims to generate about 60 megawatts of electricity through 15 or so turbines. The power generated from this project will contribute to the national grid, pushing Ireland closer to its sustainability goals. The project will cost around €120 million, with funding primarily coming from Irish government and European grants, along with potential investments from local electric service companies. The mix of funding reduces the financial risk for the development, with grants not needing a return on investment. This presentation will be a short overview into the scope of the project, its timeline, the cost and revenue management, as well as the evaluation of risks and mitigation strategies, resource management, and the role of customer relationships. Let's begin with the scope of the project and its main objectives. The scope of the project involves several major deliverables: acquiring land, construction of the wind farm, connecting it to the power grid, and maintaining the turbines long term. The project spans multiple stages, each requiring careful planning and resource allocation, potentially across years of development. The geographic location alone will impact the energy output, making site selection crucial, meaning that one step could potentially take years of planning. Additionally, the project will create high-skilled local jobs around the wind farm, which will boost the local economy and will be another positive in the eyes of the Irish government for securing grants. The main objective is to generate renewable energy, capitalising on Ireland's push to move away from fossil fuel consumption by reducing the amount needed for energy. This aligns with us with the European Union's broader climate goals, making us eligible for low commitment grants to proceed with the project. Now that we understand the scope, let's take a look at the timeline of the project. The project will be broken down into several phases: land acquisition, planning permission, construction, and grid connection, construction itself having several subphases. Each of these phases will happen in sequence and require careful time management to ensure that there is no delays that could increase costs or push back the completion date. Ensuring sufficient oversight additionally means parallel activities can be optimized to reduce idle time. Next, we will discuss how to manage costs effectively. Managing the project's budget is critical. Strict monitoring of all costs is essential, as cost overruns can lead to delays unless more funding is secured. Management must maintain strong standards in quality and quantity of staff and materials brought into the project. Properly evaluating everything will ensure no abnormalities occur. Alongside cost management, we also must consider about how the project will generate revenue. The aim is to secure initial investments through Irish government and European Union. These grants will hopefully cover much of the initial phases of the project, with any shortfalls being made up by investors. For the maintenance of the infrastructure and the turbines, as well as other ongoing costs, the project will generate revenue by selling the renewable energy it produces to the national grid. Additionally, grants may be obtained in future for expansion depending on future government projects. With careful cost and revenue planning, risks are inevitable. Let's analyze potential risks. A number of risks could potentially derail the project. These include the high cost of land acquisition, delays in planning permission, challenges in acquiring materials, and the availability of skilled labor. These, along with potentially unforeseen delays or changes in the market price of materials or government policies, could affect funding. Now that we've identified the risks, let's look at strategies to mitigate them. Mitigation strategies for these risks include selecting less expensive land in the west of Ireland, where property costs are lower and wind capacity is more favourable, building strong relationship with local suppliers that can reduce delays, and government engagement can ensure funding stability and political alignment. Additionally, maintaining flexible timelines and contingency plans will help handle unforeseen obstacles. Addressing risks is essential, but managing resources effectively is equally as important. Ensuring quality is essential for both the construction and maintenance phases. This includes securing high-quality materials for both the infrastructure and the turbines. Proper inspection and testing procedures should be in place to identify defects as early as possible, minimizing the need for reworks and ensuring long-term reliability. Regular audits and quality reviews will ensure the project standards are maintained. Managing resources involves careful planning and preparation. Securing reliable chains for turbine parts and construction materials is critical. The labor of skilled technicians and engineers is required in both construction and maintenance phases, requiring that resources be allocated to ensure standards are maintained. Proactive workforce planning, including training programs and incentives, will ensure that we attract and retain top talent for the duration of the project. Finally, let's look at the role of customer relationships in enhancing the project's success. In order to enhance customer experiences, live up-to-date information can be disseminated through an app or website about what the farm is generating. This information could provide optimal times to use appliances, helping both the environment and the customer. This has the potential to make customers more conscientious of the environment around them and how they will affect it. With all of these factors in place, the project is poised for success. Thank you very much for listening to my presentation.